What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV, and in this video, I want to talk about a segment I just looked at on Undisputed, where it was Shannon Sharp, the resident LeBron fanboy, Skip Bayless, the resident LeBron hater, and Steven Jackson, who I don't really follow Steven Jackson as an analyst, but he seems to be kind of, from what I can tell, he seems to be kind of in the middle with LeBron. Like he respects him, but there's some things he don't see. Uh, there's some things he don't like about LeBron James as far as his approach to the game sometimes and whatever. And everybody knows that the Lakers are struggling. All right, they just lost to the Phoenix Suns, and that was one of the games that, when you look at their schedule for the remaining 20 or so games, I think it's like 19 games remaining in the schedule. That was one of the games that you said, okay, well, Phoenix, they got to win that one. I mean, that's easy because you got some tough opponents coming up. All right, and they lose. And one of the things that I kind of laugh at, man, is when Skip Bayless, I guess Steven Jackson was saying that LeBron has to have the quote Mamba mentality during the remaining 19 games for the Lakers to have a shot at making the playoffs. Now, it has been put out there that I think it was a 2000. Oh, what year was that? I think it was the 2012-13 season where the Lakers at the All-Star break had the exact same record as the Lakers this year, 28 and 29. And Kobe Bryant, I think it's the year that Dwight Howard was playing with him, he pretty much willed that team to a playoff appearance. And many people make that comparison this year. But this is my thing about LeBron. He doesn't have that in him. I mean, people have been saying this shit for years. LeBron just has to have that mental. If he hasn't shown it to you after almost 1,200 NBA games played, what makes you think he's gonna show it all of a sudden now? It's not him. LeBron James is a great basketball player. You know what I mean? But he doesn't have that killer in him. He's not Michael Jordan. He's not Kobe Bryant. Who else has that mentality? He's not Bill Russell. To an extent, even though Akeem had that inner peace and tranquility because of religion, Akeem was a nasty competitor. Okay? Nasty. Shaq had that meanness to him. LeBron doesn't have that in him, man. He just doesn't have that. That's why I like Russell. Russell, compared to these other guys, is not on their level when it comes to talent. He's a great point guard, but I like the way he approaches the game. He has that dog in him. LeBron just doesn't have it, man. And I remember years ago, man, on my channel, I used to do the character. What was it, Mickey Sulsky? I remember doing Mickey Sulsky. He's supposed to be like a knockoff of whatchamacallit from Rocky, Mickey and shit. LeBron James. I know you got the dog in you. You just gotta let it out there, you blue pill. I mean, you gotta give this man a pep talk every fucking series. When he struggles the first two games, like you gotta talk him up and shit. Like, he just doesn't have it, man. And Steven Jackson was saying, like, well, LeBron, there's no reason he couldn't average 40 points if he approached the game like Kobe Bryant. And LeBron James, when he is facing adversity, there's a different reaction from him as opposed to other players. Okay. Kobe Bryant, the Lakers were down by 16 with 5 minutes to go. Kobe in his prime would be like, you know what? Fuck this team ball shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to bring my club back by myself. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan, So many times I've seen this guy bring the Bulls back almost single handedly, but it wasn't always with him just shooting. You know what I mean? Oftentimes, he might score 8, 10, 12 straight points, but then, by him being so offensively in sync, then he starts drawing double and triple teams, and then the other guy's confidence are growing because they come back in the game, and then by Kobe and Mike and these guys being so hot offensively, then they start drawing these double and triple teams, leaving all these other guys open, and then they start knocking down shots. Then their confidence starts growing, and then so you look at the scoreboard, you're only down by 2 points. LeBron to me, when his team is down by 16 with 5 4 minutes to go, he starts resigning himself to I just can't win. I don't have enough talent around me. I got 23 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Let me pad my numbers. All right. Let me drive and kick to a guy for an open jumper or 3-pointer. Let me get my triple double. Let me get my 27 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists. And then I can say in the media, look, I did my part. I had triple double. That's the LeBron mentality. He cares more about his numbers. First of all, if you want to get on LeBron James for anything right now, instead of focusing on the offensive end, if the Lakers are playing small ball, maybe it's time for LeBron James, as big as he supposedly is, maybe he needs to get in the post. All right? Doesn't make any sense for a guy who's that big, 6'9" and 6'8", 6'9", and supposedly, you know, pushing 280, 285 right now. All right. Why are you out there on the perimeter consistently? You're slowing down physically. I never understood when Magic Johnson came back to the Lakers when he was 36 years old, right? Magic Johnson came back playing the power forward position. He was 6'9", 6'8", 6'9", 255. I never understood why LeBron James is still playing basically a point forward. I don't understand why he never added to his game to compensate for a loss of quickness and physical ability as he got older. He sacrificed his defense to pad his offensive numbers. You know, you just watch the Lakers and you see a team that has pretty much quit. All right. They don't respect their coach, like Steven Jackson said in that clip, in that segment. They don't respect their coach. Luke Walton needs to go. You got guys who don't trust each other. Really, I think what you have are a bunch of guys who don't trust the supposed leader of the team, LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these guys just aren't going to deal with that shit anymore, man. You know, a lot of these guys have been on the team longer than LeBron James. And then you just come to the team, to come to the organization, and you try to run roughshod. A lot of these guys ain't having that shit. You can get away with it in Cleveland because you had been with the franchise, even though you left for 4 years to play with Miami Heat, but you had been with the franchise since the early 2000s. You were a god in Cleveland. You're not a god in LA. And that's what LeBron James has to realize. You're not a god in LA, man. This is a franchise that has already won 16 NBA championships. Now, what you did in Cleveland that year, winning that improbable championship, that will go down in history. All right. And that's why I still have you just on the precipice of my top 10. All right. But you're talking about a franchise that has had greats like George Mikan, Vern Mickelson, Slater Martin, Jack Pollard, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain, Gail Goodrich, Elmore Smith. Well, I don't know if I put Elmore Smith as a great, but Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jamal Wilkes, Norm Nixon, James Worthy, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Lonzo Ball. I'm just bullshitting with that one. But this is the franchise has had so many great legendary players playing, and LeBron, you know, at the end of the day, I'm gonna end this video with this. Someone said something in one of the comment sections of a video, man, was so funny. The guy said LeBron James doesn't play any defense anymore because his fans do all the defending for him. It's kind of true, man. But at the end of the day, LeBron James has no one to blame but himself. He chose to go to LA. All right. He chose to go to LA. For whatever reasons, it's been speculated he did it because of his family, his son, business reasons, what have you. My thing is, people came into the season with expectations that were too far and too high. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was interacting with people, they're telling me Lakers are going to win 60 games, and I'm like, dude, come on, man. If the Warriors, if the Warriors are going to be hard pressed to win 60 games this year, what on earth are going to make you think that Lakers, with an aging LeBron James and a somewhat mediocre overall talent depth, is going to win 60 games? I thought 50 games was going to be hard. I had the Lakers possibly winning about 48 games, somewhere in that range, man. 50 pushing it, you know what I'm saying? Um, the injury to LeBron James did hurt their chances. But make no mistake about it, the Lakers losing a lot of games earlier on. Tiki TV has touched on that extensively. Lakers losing a lot of games earlier in the season, coupled with LeBron James' injury, their lack of defense overall, especially with the fellow on the left right here. All right. Then couple that with their rebounding issue, their size issues. And the Lakers are just not an overall, they're not a very good team, man. And I think part of it is also a lot of people just don't want to play with LeBron James, man. These guys don't want to alter their games just to appease an aging superstar. And I'm getting tired of people using LeBron James' age now all of a sudden as a crutch. Well, he's getting older. Well, shit, I remember Kobe Bryant when he was 34 years old, 2012, 2013. Didn't he average 27, 28 points per game that year? Wasn't he still, you know, putting up like 40, 45 points? Anybody, any given day, he was still the Mamba. I remember one of those years. I think it was the year that he actually hurt his Achilles later in the season. I remember he was hitting a lot of game winners. I want to say he hit like maybe 7 or 8 game winners that year. So I remember one against the Miami Heat. Then you have Michael Jordan when he was 34 years old. You know what I'm saying? He was putting up 51 on the Knicks, killing the Cleveland Cavaliers, destroying the league still offensively, still was a defensive force. I remember he put up 55 against the Washington Bullets in one of their last games as a Bullets in game 2 of the first round opening series. You know what I'm saying? He was still an awesome player when he was 35 years old. Slowing down a little bit, but still he put up the effort on defense. He was still in my mind a top 20 defensive player in the league when he was 35 years old. At one point in time, you could say he was the best defensive perimeter player or one of the top 2 or 3 at one point, former Defensive Player of the Year winner. But even when he was older, he was a little bit slower, but he still was a very, very good defensive player. LeBron doesn't even put the effort on defense. In my opinion, half of the overall a summary of a player's worth is on defense, even though the media only cares about offense. And that's starting to become with every franchise, or excuse me, with every sport. They only care about offense, but defense is what wins championships and what wins a lot of games, especially close games. And you're not going to win a lot of close. You're not going to win a lot of close games if you have a guy who is walking around like a Parkinson's victim on defense, walking around like Fred Sanford, and you expect your teammates to play hard. You're not. Lead by example. That's all I gotta say, man. Tell me what you guys think.